Hi, I was asked to make a video about my coming out, so here goes nothing. Alright, when I was younger, I was like really athletic, very involved in sports. I was playing on like 4 basketball teams, 2 softball teams, a soccer team. Like, I really loved sports. The way I dressed was very tomboyish, but that was always okay because like I was in elementary school actually at the point. But when I got to middle school, girls start dressing in like Abercrombie and all that stuff, and like I just wasn't about that. Like I couldn't afford it. First of all, who like has $50 for a pair of jeans when they're fucking 11 years old? Not me. Um, they're tight and uncomfortable, and I found a lot more comfort in sweatpants. And like nobody wore leggings when I was 11. Like I'm 19 now. Like nobody wore it 8 years ago. So I always wore sweatpants and a big shirt and my hair in a ponytail. And when I was 11, that was like the eighth graders. I had an issue with some of them, and it was a problem. And when I was in seventh grade, I had my first boyfriend-ish type of, fake relationship. And one day, we got into a stupid argument, and he called me a transvestite, and I had no idea what that was. I had never heard that terminology before, so like I kind of played it off, but then later on, like, I remembered it, and I was like, what the hell is that? So I looked it up, and like I felt my heart like literally just sink into my stomach, and I was like, why would anybody like ever call me, like, it just didn't make sense. I was like, no, I'm a girl, I've always been a girl, whatever. Like, that's bullshit. And like I would, from that point on, like I kind of just did everything I could to like prove that like I was a straight girl. It's like I changed the way I dressed, I changed the way I acted for other people. It was stupid, and I did that for a long time. I mean, throughout high school, I had 4 really serious relationships with guys. I dated guys up until I was 18. My last relationship with a guy was really bad. I still not over it. I'm still not able to completely talk about it. I still have issues with it currently, and it ended well over a year ago. But it's just tough. He was not a good person, and still it still bothers me a lot to this day. Oh, shit. So I finally went away to college. That's when I felt safe enough to break up with him, and that's kind of like most people on Tumblr are like, I always knew something was like off. I always like knew I could have been gay, but like for me it wasn't like that because my town was so small. It had such a negative connotation that like I never let myself think that. I was kind of like, you're straight. Like I always had a boyfriend or like a guy that I was talking to. Like I wasn't a slut, like, but I just always had somebody that I was dating, whatever. There was always a guy. So I went away to college, and I met a few people that were openly gay, and that kind of got me thinking. They were like, I kind of allowed my head to be like, Caitlin, maybe you're like, maybe you're gay. Like, it's not bad. And I had to keep telling myself that because where I grew up, like, I think I knew like 3 guys that were out of the closet by the time I graduated high school. I didn't really know any girls, so like it was just new. So yeah, college, I came out to a few people. I wound up going home after my first semester, just struggling with myself, and I went into treatment, and I met some more people who were openly gay, and that really helped me. I started dating my first girlfriend last January, and in about June, we had been dating for a few months, whatever, and I put a picture of us on Twitter, and that was kind of like my first coming out to people that I had grown up with, and I got like really positive feedback considering like my town was never open to it. Like, I mean, most of the people that texted me, granted, weren't from my town. They were followers that I had, like, that I met in college or like in other towns, but like I did have a few people from my town text me and be like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I support you, like, good, like, and I don't have friends from my hometown. We just kind of all drifted, so I don't really, yeah, it was shocking to get that message, and I felt really great about it. The messages that I got, just a lot of support, and but I still wasn't okay with myself that much. I befriended a lot of people in New Jersey, and they were all gay. Like, there was like a group of 10 of us, and they really brought me out and, like, able to be myself. Like, I really felt comfortable around them to be myself. They introduced me to a lot of new people that, like, were comfortable with themselves, and, like, I've never been comfortable with myself. I've really always had an issue with myself. Like, since I was 11, I've dealt with depression, anxiety, self-harm, many more disorders, so it's always been an issue. But, oh, shit, sorry. Yeah, I came out to my sister first in my family, and she was kind of just like, okay, like, my sister's 16, she was kind of just like, whatever, good for you, like, she's totally cool with it, she doesn't mind. And the next person I came out to was my mom, and I was just crying on my bed because I had just gotten out of the hospital, and she was mad at me over something. She's like, why are you so upset? And I was like, because, like, she wouldn't let me go see my friends in Jersey, and I was dating somebody from Jersey, and I was like, because that's where my girlfriend lives. And she was like, oh. And, like, she was also kind of like, all right, I kind of saw it coming a little bit, but, like, I don't care. Like, she's like, I really just need you to be happy. So that was great. That was, like, a long story told short. My brother was the next one I came out to. He was sitting on my couch where I am now. My room is back there. So, like, he was sitting here, and he was like, hey, Caitlin, your friend is gay. Like, he said a name, and I was like, yeah, you know, she is gay. And he was like, him and his friends, like, popped their heads in my room. They're like, is she really? I was like, yeah, and I'm gay too. And he was kind of like, you know, I asked Mom, like, a week ago if you were gay, and she told me it was none of my business. And, like, my brother's, like, a stud for his age. Like, he's 12, he's an elite baseball player, amazing soccer, like, he's just great. Like, he would be, like, the stereotypical, like, man, or when he's older, but, like, you know, like, cool kid. And all of his friends, and he just looks at me and goes, I haven't decided yet if I'm gay, I'm just gonna do whatever makes me happy. And that kind of, like, was like, oh my god, like, it felt really good to know that my brother wasn't ashamed of it. And he's still young. I never, like, officially came out to my dad. Like, he one time, like, told me not to wear these short shorts, and I was like, why are you so worried? And he was like, because guys are, like, gonna be, you know, they get the wrong idea. And I was like, Dad, I don't want guys. And, like, he kind of, like, just looked and laughed, but, like, he made a comment the other day to my mom, Caitlin hasn't come out to me yet, like, so he knows because my mom's told him, but I've never came out to him. The rest of my family, when I went to visit Faith, I never officially came out to them either, but they saw the pictures on Instagram, and, like, they texted me, and they're like, you know, like, we would accept you, like, why didn't you ever come out to us? And I was like, because I didn't, like, I really didn't feel it was necessary. Like, I knew that they would accept me, and I don't want the attention for it. Like, I wanted it to just be, like, I wanted to walk in with my girlfriend, and them to be like, oh, okay, like, your girlfriend, just like my cousin Alyssa would walk in with her boyfriend, like, so that's, like, how I kind of wanted it to be. I've had a few issues with a few people, my ex-boyfriend being included. Like, I do have, I mean, it hasn't all been positive, but a majority of it has been not as hard as I thought it would be. I'm happy with who I am. I've finally grown to accept who I am, and I wouldn't change a lot. I wouldn't change most things about myself. I mean, there are things I would change, but me being gay is not something I would change. I really am lucky to have found my girlfriend, and there was no guy that could ever make me feel the way she does, so that, like, I would just never change that part of myself. So I'm happy, and I hope that anybody who needs help coming out, like I'm here. I didn't come out until I was 18 years old, and I'm only 19, and I didn't even come out to myself until I was 18. Like, I was not admitting it ever. It's been a tough road, with a few issues, but overall, I've gotten here today, and I'm proud of that. And yeah, so that's my story. It's really boring, and yep. Peace out, Cub Scout.